Hey guys, and today I'll be showing you the best Ackerman build you could possibly get, and and that's basically it, and how to solo raids and the skills to solo raids with it. I won't show you exactly how, but you know I'll show you like what it takes. So obviously let's get straight into it. I think I'm talking a bit too much. Alright, sweet. So first of all we're gonna go to equipment, and then obviously you just want to max everything out, make sure you have everything maxed out. Otherwise you may not get the full, what's it called? What's that word? The full potential of this build. Alright, sweet. So after that we're gonna go to skills. So first of all, the skills are that I have on a lightning bolt, which is a really good move. It's like a sort of explosion. It's like a special thunder spear that explodes and has this like electrical effect. It's pretty sick and it does a lot of damage. I'd recommend having that on. Obviously I wouldn't equip this. Apparently it's really useless. I've never actually used it. I've never experienced it, but as far as I know, it just seems like useless. So yeah, obviously I want you guys to have the offense perk as well, and I'll show you where when you get to the perk section. And then on the last slot just over here, I want you to have rage mode, which would help insanely. So let's go down the support side first. So all you want to do, you want to go down and then you want to head down to the cooldown side, as this can help you with your moves, get them back really fast, and obviously help you do more damage in a certain amount of time. So obviously I would equip acoustic shells as well. Obviously this attracts titans, so when you're doing like raids or something and someone's stealing all the kills or something and you can't get anything, just use your acoustic shells, use your thunder spears, and you should be good to go. It just calls any titan within a 750-meter radius and causing them to drop any grabbed players, so you can save players, and it will help as well. So I recommend using it. Another thing, obviously if you're feeling good enough, then you can use this, which increases speed and control, which is super helpful. And obviously, you know, obviously as a Ackerman build you want to go pretty fast as well, so this would be really useful. Another thing, black flare, obviously you can equip this as well if you're trying to do more damage, and you know, just do a little bit more than you're supposed to. Obviously this is absolutely insane to have. It helps a lot. I haven't got it equipped right now because I was using blades for a certain mission, so obviously yeah, obviously I'll recommend using this as well. And last but not least, Order Rage, which increases damage by 10%, which helps a lot. Everyone loves using this. It's a buff, and obviously if you have Font of Inspiration perk, this can be insanely helpful. And that is said and done. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to go into the damage, which is the middle part, and then scroll down to the crit side. So obviously the crit side is more helpful. Obviously I use Hellfire Barrage. This is an insane move, and I say you do about 6 million damage, but with this move alone, I think actually no, probably about I'll say 4.5 actually. We'll go down to 4.5. I don't want to be too generous to myself, but obviously this Hellfire Barrage does do a lot of damage. I would recommend it, always having it. Obviously that's even in my first slot. It's the most useful move I have, I think. And yeah, you definitely want to get that. All these other moves are basically useless. Just make sure you get down to the bottom where you do crit damage, and that should help you out. Obviously on the health side you want to go down to the tank side, which is much better because it does damage reduction. There's no specific things you actually need from here, but yeah, that is about it. So obviously just make sure you have these on, and now let's move to perks. So another thing you should have is Kengo. Kengo obviously increases your TS damage or Thunder Spear damage and conservation chance. So if you like throw a spear and you probably miss and it's still there, it's because of this 100% because of conservation chance, and helps a lot. And you can hit 2 limbs more at once, and it helps a lot. Helps you do damage, helps you do things that you didn't think you could do, and that's basically it. So yeah, I'd recommend having that. Obviously I've got unparalleled strength for this one because I have no more offensive perks. I want more. I think Black Flash is one that you could get. I don't know what it exactly does, but I heard it's really good, so I'd recommend getting that instead of this. If you can't get that, either have Kengo or unparalleled strength. So yeah, another thing you should have is Font of Inspiration and Soul Feed. Obviously I'd recommend using Font of Inspiration if you're trying to help your teammates or buff yourself, or make yourself have more buffs, or as well as your teammates, because then you can use all your orders in midair. So like orders rage, you can use that in midair now. That's very good to have. And Soul Feed obviously increases gas bar. As an Ackerman you use a lot of gas, so this would be a little bit helpful, and increases health by 1.5 per kill, so it does a little bit more, and you can see outlines of all titans, so you know exactly where you're aiming, where to go, and it should help a lot. Another thing is Immortal and adaptation. Obviously adaptation is good because it like when you get hit, then obviously you adapt to it, and it builds your immune system to the point where you actually take no more strikes, so it's really good to have. I would recommend having this. This is really good. Add Immortal increases your health, so obviously you have a little bit more health. That's why you went on the tank side, because obviously you get health from like perks and stuff that can help. So I would recommend using Immortal or adaptation, either one, whichever suits you best really, it's your personal opinion. Another thing, maximum firepower. Everyone needs this. It gives an extra 4 spears when you have it maxed out. Spear speed increases by 40%, all TS stats increase by 7.5%, and when you like throw a spear and you get too close to it and it explodes near you, you take absolutely no damage, which is absolutely great. So I'd recommend having this as well, and also maxing that out as well. Is that all of them? I believe that's all of them. Let's move on to memories. So memories, I would recommend having Overslash. This basically helps you hit more than one titan with one move, so obviously it's not all the time, it's occasional, but at the same time it helps. So especially for using blades, but obviously it works for thunder spears I believe as well, so you should give this a go. Obviously it does damage to the other titans surrounding it in a 125-meter radius, so I recommend using it. If you're in like an easy mission, then it just straight up kills them, so yeah, that's good as well. Gambler I'm not really too sure on, I'm kind of unaware of Gambler, but obviously I've heard it's a really good perk, so obviously I use it. When I take it off, I feel like there's always something missing, so obviously there has to be something good about it, and that's why I probably use it. Yeah, nah, but Gambler, obviously I can see it deals a lot of damage, so obviously I'd recommend having it. Perfect form, don't equip that perk, it's absolutely cheeks, but obviously having Gambler is actually kind of good, so I'd recommend getting this as well. It could be mandatory. I've never actually taken it off, to be fair, even when I'm like a shifter build, so obviously you can tell I've just adapted to it without even knowing what it is, but I would still recommend it. So I mean, take my word or not, but yeah, if you want to get it, get it. The next one is after images. This helps. Obviously instead of like one explosion, it creates an extra one. So obviously say you throw a thunder spear, it just explodes once. With this it explodes twice, so it would be like boom boom instead of just boom. So obviously it helps. It's not all the time it happens, and it's not all the time it hits, but obviously it's great to have. It does extra damage. You should, but I will 100% guarantee you should take this. You should take this, trust me when I say this is great for you. Obviously flash step is absolutely cheeks. I wouldn't recommend getting that, but I would recommend getting one of these. Obviously gem feed if you're doing mission, good for you getting gems. Necromantic if you have like Fritz or something like that. If you want to use this for Fritz instead, then you could use this build for Fritz as well. Blood Thief, yeah, Blood Thief is pretty good, so obviously I'd recommend having that if you're like low in health all the time or something like that. If you die a lot, then Blood Thief is the way to go. And next is artifacts. So with artifacts, obviously I have scars with both TS damage on there, so I have like a reinforcement because I can never always hit a crit. So obviously when it's like a normal hit, I still have something to reinforce whatever I've hit. So obviously I do a decent amount of damage even though I'm not hitting a crit. And obviously it's the same side for my scarf, which is both TS damage as well. I'd recommend having it. So obviously I would recommend having these two. I'm due to upgrade this so it gets to 15. I would recommend always having 15. The only reason I have 14 is because I was broke before, but as you can see now I've made myself a decent amount of money. So yeah, just just have a waltz around. Obviously gamble a lot. It's a lifestyle, not addiction, you know what they say. But on that same note guys, that is the TS build. This video is now coming to an end. Oh, so yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you out. If this didn't help you out, just tell me any tips in the comments, and obviously see if anything can be done. And yeah, I will catch you guys later, and peace.